Coming up on Cronkite NewsWatch.
Same-sex couples got a huge win over the weekend from the Department of Justice. We'll have the latest live from D.C. on what this means for families. Plus, Arizona's finding a way to bring more money into the state through trade with Mexico.
And students are coming to the U.S. from Mexico to learn how to treat burns. We'll show you how these students are learning to save lives.
In-depth, insightful, innovative. Cronkite NewsWatch starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite NewsWatch. I'm Brittany Bade.
And I'm Crystal Story. Thanks for joining us.
The Justice Department announced big changes today that could affect thousands of same-sex couples across the country.
This is in connection to a recent Supreme Court decision. Cronkite News reporter Jillian Idle is live in our Washington, D.C. bureau with the latest on the developments. Jill?
Attorney General Eric Holder released a memo to the Department of Justice that will recognize same-sex marriage under federal law. This comes after Holder's announcement Saturday at a human rights campaign that he would call for expanded legal rights for same-sex couples. This could have widespread effects for same-sex married couples across the country and will apply even in the 34 states where same-sex marriage is not recognized. The new policy will give same-sex couples the same rights as heterosexual couples, including prison visits, refusal to testify against a spouse in court, first responder survivor benefits, and spousal bankruptcy rights. Attorney General Holder said that this is only the beginning for the expansion of rights for same-sex couples.
Now, these initial changes will positively impact the lives of so many throughout the nation. All of these steps forward are worth celebrating. But I also want to make one thing very clear. For my colleagues, for me, and I know for all of you, they are really only the beginning.
Now, some of the states that currently do not recognize same-sex marriage see Holder's announcement as overstepping the boundaries of the states. Reporting live in the nation's capital, Jillian Idle, Cronkite News.
The suspect at the center of Operation Fast and Furious is now scheduled to be sentenced in federal court. Prosecutors are seeking 30 years in prison for Manuel Osorio Arianes, who was wounded in the December 2010 shootout that killed U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry. Agent Terry's death revealed a botched law enforcement sting where agents lost track of hundreds of guns sold to criminals. Fast and Furious allowed gun smugglers to purchase weapons from Phoenix shops so officials could track them to Mexican cartels.
Once again, trade with Mexico is a big topic at the state capitol, where lawmakers are trying to figure out ways to build up Arizona's export business instead of losing it to surrounding states. Cronkite News reporter Juan Magaña is live in the broadcast center with details on the agreement with Mexico.
Today, members of our state's House of Representatives heard from major CEOs of various trade organizations, and all agreed it's important to have one in Mexico City. Representatives Catherine Miranda, Juan Escamilla, and Lydia Hernandez were among the legislators listening to the benefits our state would receive if we were to open an office in the 14th largest economy in the world, Mexico.
We believe that we could see a lot more trade with Mexico and a lot more jobs in Arizona.
In 1998, our state had an office in Mexico City. Close to 300 Arizona companies were involved, and it generated close to $12 million in sales. It was working until it had to close due to the recession. Last year, Arizona exported $7 billion to Mexico, but Hank Marshall with the city of Phoenix says working together could make that number even larger.
Our premise was always to do it in a collaborative way. The message that you send in market by doing it in a collaborative way is very powerful.
Councilman Michael Nowakolski also agrees.
And I believe that's where Texas and California has the advantage over us, is that when they go out there with the delegation, they go there with the delegation of elected officials that actually talk about how we can connect our ports of entries.
The CEO of the Arizona Chamber says the meeting is in a step to the right direction.
And I believe from this hearing that Chairman Faris put together, we have a very good roadmap on how to go forward.
A move that could bring millions of dollars to our state. 22 other states currently have representatives in Mexico. Some of those states include Colorado, Ohio, Utah, and Georgia. Live in the newsroom, Juan Magaña, Cronkite News.
There's another exchange program with Mexico to tell you about. Aspiring doctors can learn the latest medical treatments here, and as Clarissa Tapia reports, it puts a smile on the faces of these students who are so far away from home.
For medical student Fernanda Duarte, just getting her hands on technology like this is an opportunity that doesn't come along very often. In fact, countries like Mexico have few resources at all, especially for treating burns.
The patient gets here, you have x-rays, you have CT scans, you have everything. Over there, you just have the patient in your hands.
Which is why the Burn Center at Maricopa Medical Center decided to reach out to our neighbors down south in Hermosillo, Mexico, and teach them how to treat burns.
So we decided to work in a program, in an international program, where we were going to train nurses and doctors to treat people that suffer from burns the same way they are treated in the United States.
Fernanda is actually one of the trainees from Universidad del Valle de Hermosillo in Mexico, and she says the experience and training she's getting will save lives.
That actually feels real because you're actually talking to a patient. I mean, it's a robot, but it's a patient, so.
The program has trained 8 student doctors so far, and Martinez says she couldn't be prouder.
To me, they're like my kids. You know, when it comes to students, they're like my kids, my niñas, my niños.
As for the students, their smiles say it all.
I don't want to go home. I just want to stay here.
For now, though, the girls are happy they'll be going back to school better prepared in the art of treating burns.
You're going to be doctors?
Yes.
In Phoenix, Clarissa Tapia, Cronkite News.
The program is for free for the students, and to be selected, one of the main requirements is being able to speak English.
A civil lawsuit in Maricopa County Superior Court raises questions about bribery of government officials. The suit involves a former employee of Redflex, the company responsible for traffic cameras like these. The employee says the Arizona-based company bribed government officials in Arizona and 13 other states. Aaron Rosenberg, the former vice president of business and sales for Redflex, says the company hid the alleged bribes in its budget under the category entertainment, which he says includes activities such as meals, golf, sport outings, and celebrity tokens. We reached out to Redflex and we have not heard back, but in other reports, Redflex has denied all allegations and says it is dedicated to transparency and honesty in all business practices.
Have you looked at your Arizona driver's license lately? You may have noticed the expiration date is a long way off, in some cases 40 years. Cronkite News reporter Tweelon Nugent is live in downtown Phoenix and found out that you still have to smile and say cheese before it expires.
When you first get your driver's license, it's valid until you're 65. It doesn't matter if you get it when you're 17 or when you're 57. But I found out it doesn't mean you don't have to worry about it until then. When does your license expire?
My birthday, 2042.
2031.
March 19, 2055.
Arizona is unique because most of our driver's licenses have a very long expiration date.
2059.
Just because your driver's license may have a futuristic expiration doesn't mean that you can avoid the DMV completely, but several people don't know that.
Every 12 years, we have to do what's called a photo update. And that means that that individual will receive a notification, they will come in, and they will get a new driver's license.
Arizona has what is called an extended driver's license program. As long as you don't have any DUI convictions, excessive traffic violations, or a court order, you won't have to take another exam or vision test for a while. But you're not free of the DMV.
It's not as if that at age 16 that you never have to interact with motor vehicle or vision again until you're age 65. It's not the case.
Those with an extended license will get a letter in the mail every 12 years reminding them to get a new photo, which is news to a lot of people.
Interesting. Did not know that.
I am not aware.
While many people would love to look like their 16-year-old self, unfortunately, Arizona driver's license photos have to age just as you do.
The Arizona Department of Transportation used a series of medical studies to determine that age 65 is when motor skills related to driving start to deteriorate. Now, individuals over the age of 60 have to get a new driver's license every 5 years. Live in Phoenix, Tweelon Nugent, Cronkite News.
Coming up on NewsWatch.
Arizona has countless specialty license plates, and although drivers pay to display these plates, some could rack up a hefty fine.
The new company provides transportation by the push of a button on your smartphone, and best of all, you won't even need cash in your pocket. You're watching Cronkite NewsWatch.
Imagine being stranded.
Needing 16,000 points for them.
From TV banks to computers.
Cronkite NewsWatch starts right now.
Kiss me. That's my kind of man. You've been creating quite a stir.
The winter you've been waiting for is on PBS.
You must choose either death or life.
All the drama.
There's going to be changes at Downton.
It's getting harder to say no.
The adventure.
The waves are breaking all around us.
And the spectacle of nature.
We're going to show how special these animals are.
Come in from the cold. Support the one place that can take you any place.
You've seen those plates with cats, dogs, handprints, and even the Cardinal mascot. Organizations pay a pretty penny to see those on the road. Cronkite News reporter Taylor Bryant has more on the problem with some of the plates.
Don't alter your license plate.
Drivers pay extra to support their favorite team or cause. In fact, Arizona offers 59 specialty plates to drivers.
Animal abuse awareness, also for hunger relief.
But Arizona drivers are altering their plates with stickers or blacking out images. It is a problem that has police eyeing plates.
If you get stopped by the police, this is a criminal offense to alter the license plate in any way. And you can be charged with a criminal traffic offense, and the fine starts at $300 and goes from there. It goes up higher from there.
Each year, drivers pay an extra $25 for their specialized plate, and $17 of that goes back to the organization that sponsors that plate. Companies pay a one-time fee of $32,000 for their specialized license plates. What drivers don't realize is that when they alter these plates, the company is no longer being promoted, therefore defeating the purpose of the plate. Altering license plates might cost more than a $300 ticket.
And if individuals continue to place stickers on these license plates, eventually law enforcement may ask that the Department of Transportation not issue these plates anymore, and that would be detrimental to the organizations that have invested and are offering these specialty plates.
Buying a specialized plate doesn't mean you can customize it. In Phoenix, Taylor Bryant, Cronkite News.
Drivers who have had their plate modified have two options. They can either remove the modification or replace the plate entirely.
Competition is accelerating in the Phoenix private transportation business, and it all originates from a smartphone app. Kimberly Hariza has more on this uber convenient way to get around town.
This ordinary-looking car may represent the future of private transportation in Phoenix. It all started when a tech service called Uber created an app.
We're here to help people and make sure that they can have safe, reliable transportation around the city.
This app allows customers to set a location, choose a car, get a quote, request a ride, and make a payment. It even shows the location and a profile of their driver.
Really quick, really fast, really easy to use.
Uber started out with 17 cars in Phoenix.
And now we have well over 100.
Uber's user-friendly app and 24% lower rates for UberX are what have people's attention. But what does this mean for traditional cab companies? Some cab companies say they're updating their technology.
Are we moving in the direction of expanding our capabilities of our app? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's still about taking care of that customer.
And that customer has far more choices from traditional companies. Discount Cab alone has 1,000 cars available for hire.
We've built lots of relationships over the years, well, 40 million of them, and we believe that we'll continue to grow and that the competition will just make us better.
And will likely result in even more options at your fingertips. In Phoenix, Kimberly Hariza, Cronkite News.
Uber says its two most popular fares are airport runs and rides home after a night in Old Town Scottsdale.
Coming up on NewsWatch.
A The new bill could cap the rate of taxes which fund a community lifeline and its vital resources. I'll have details coming up.
Rain, ice, snow across the nation, sunshine and record highs in the valley. I got your forecast coming up next.
NewsWatch is one of the really big things I will always remember for the rest of my life.
You're lugging around all of your equipment, you are doing all of the work, and that's what makes it so fulfilling to me.
Being an anchor, I think, it's a privilege. I enjoy every moment of it.
Seeing your show on air, it is one of the most surreal feelings ever.
What if we could unlock every mystery?
We're at the beginning of a revolution. That's a huge discovery.
That's never been done before, ever, anywhere.
Touchdown.
No one feeds on curiosity like PBS. Give to your PBS station so future generations can keep asking, what if?
Community libraries are a precious resource to millions of people in our state, but some librarians have told me they're worried about a House bill that could threaten their funding. The Guadalupe Branch Library is a lifeline for the community, especially for its children.
What impact the library has in this community, it's huge. Most of the kids come after school, have activities, give them the opportunities to learn.
County libraries like these offer free books and computers, resources that could be threatened if House Bill 2379 is passed.
Lead them to be able to offer less in the way of programming, in the way of books, in the way of online resources, in the way of staff.
County libraries are funded through a secondary tax paid through your property taxes, meaning the more property taxes you pay, the more funding a county library gets. This bill would cap the rate of these taxes.
Voters wanted this limit on the rate of growth of property taxes.
County libraries wouldn't see a reduction in their present funding. However, this bill would limit the amount of money they get in the future.
Oh, we don't want to see it pass. We're hoping to have things remain as they are.
Kids that come here at the library are because they don't have any other place to go.
The bill was passed through the Ways and Means Committee last month and is waiting to be heard by the full House.
Yeah, more rain and snow throughout the nation. This is footage from Portland. State officials have issued a freezing rain advisory. Since Thursday, state troopers responded to nearly 600 weather-related crashes. Only one fatality, a man lost control of his car and crashed into a tree, killing the passenger. Several school districts have remained closed, and they are expecting more harsh weather throughout the week. And the forecast for the Northwest, well, it is rain, and then some more rain. I think the lowest percentage they have, lowest percent chance of rain is 70, and they're looking at close to 90 throughout the weekend. You can see up here in the Pacific Northwest, not only are what they got this morning, this ice and the snow, but look at all this coming in from the Pacific. It's going to hit them again. They're going to be very, very rainy throughout the rest of the week. However, us here, well, we got nothing to complain about. We have some light clouds coming in from a little bit from Colorado, and it's going to hit down and through the Rockies, come and give us a little bit, as Denver also got a bunch of snow. And you can see up here, currently 37 in Denver. They're going to have some more snowstorms before it dissipates into the plains, looking more into Arizona. Here's your current temps around the state. Prescott 60, 83 down there in Yuma. Tucson right here 77, all the way up north. Page by the border, and like I said, 78 in Phoenix. However, we are going to be warming up a little bit later in the week. Here's your 5-day. And as you can see, 75 the high tomorrow, 79 on Wednesday. And then we're going to have this little streak in the 80s. And you got Valentine's Day coming up, so you got to make your reservations for your chocolate, for your dinner, and possibly for your record high, as we could possibly get into the 90s by the weekend. And that is a record for Arizona. So keep that t-shirt, keep those shorts on. That's your forecast. I'm Adam Waltz, Cronkite Weather.
Coming up on NewsWatch.
History has been made in the country's most popular sport. We'll tell you what.
And ASU softball is back. New faces, new coach, but same old results. No more Flappy Bird, but sports is still here, and it's next.
A tradition of excellence, integrity, and innovation.
The second I came in, I fell in love with the program.
The Cronkite School propels students into the new era of journalism.
Students are learning.
Digital, entrepreneurial, and collaborative labs encourage students to shape the future of the industry, and the industry is watching.
We have come here to meet with students at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism.
The Cronkite School, the journalism school for the digital age.
What if television could sweep us away to another time and place?
Very nice, my lady.
And could take us from the Gilded Age to the Great War. From the heat of the chase to the heart of a queen. No one tells stories like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring stories like these to life. What if television could remember the heroes we honored, the music we danced to, the dreams we chased?
The hope still lives and the dream shall never die.
No one tells our nation's story like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring America's story to life.
Well, it was just a matter of time. Michael Sam, the first football player ever to come out to say that he was gay and to enter the NFL draft. Now, whether or not he's gay, Sam can play. He led the SEC, arguably the best conference in football, with 11.5 sacks and 19 tackles for loss. According to ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr., the 6'2", 255-pound lineman projects to be a 3rd to 4th round pick in this year's upcoming draft. Sam isn't worried about his draft status, though. He says he just wanted to get the word out. And once this story was out, Sam hit up the Twitterverse to show his appreciation. He tweeted, "I want to thank everyone for their support and encouragement, especially ESPN, New York Times, and the NFL. I am proud to tell my story to the world." And the Mizzou faithful, well, they're also proud. A photo hit Twitter earlier today. Local meteorologist Zach Paul posted on his account this awesome pic. Check it out, where some fans went to Farrett Stadium and in the snow drew an S and an A in front of the Missouri M to spell out his name and show their support for Michael. An unbelievable story. And now from the biggest story in America to the biggest sports stories in the world. They were back at it this morning in Sochi, and the U.S. was back on the podium. Julia Mancuso snagged her 4th career Olympic medal in her 4th career Olympic Games, this time a bronze in the women's super combined slalom. Now to the updated medal count we go in Sochi. As you can see, Canada, the Netherlands, and Norway are tied at 7 medals for the overall lead. Canada and the Netherlands both lead the way with 3 gold medals, while the U.S., we sit with 5 total medals, with both gold coming from the men's and ladies slopestyle. Russia, the host country, captured its first gold medal of the Games in team figure skating. Now from the accomplishments in the snow to some controversy on the hardwood. Late in Saturday night's game at Texas Tech, Oklahoma State's Marcus Smart flew into the stands after going for a behind-the-back block. Now, while getting up, he alleges a fan, Jeff Orr, directed a racial slur towards him that provoked him to push Orr. And as you can see, he did push him, and the fan says he had taunted Smart but did not say anything offensive. And the NCAA didn't wait to find out anything else. They have decided to suspend Smart for the team's next 3 games, and his first game back, against Texas Tech. Smart weighs in on the NCAA's ruling.
And I have to learn from, a lesson I have to learn from, the consequences that are coming with it. You know, I'm taking full responsibility. No fingers are pointing. This is all upon me. And, you know, I just want to say truly apologize to those that are very important to me.
And out at ASU softball, they started their season strong, winning all 6 of their games this past weekend, outscoring their opponents 48-3. Yes, 48-3. Cronkite sports reporter Jamie Purvis went out to Farrington Stadium to see the new face behind the team.
Scenes like this are what ASU softball fans are used to seeing. Teams bringing home championships.
And they are also used to seeing this man, Coach Clint Myers, in the dugout, leading the team to the World Series. But now they will have to do without Coach Myers, who has left for another school.
We were surprised too.
But new coach Craig Nicholson says he doesn't expect anything to change.
You know, this is where I want to be, and we want to continue to have success.
And it appears the players are buying into his philosophy and have no doubt where they will be headed in a few months.
We are definitely national championship contenders. There's no doubt in my mind.
With the help of a new coach, the Sun Devils believe they can win another World Series.
He just brings a lot of energy and fire and drive, and I think that's what we kind of were lacking last year. It was kind of, laid back and things like that, and he pushes us.
Coach brings a real crazy, exciting vibe, and we all have drawn to it.
With 3 returning All-Americans, Amber Freeman, Shanae Coyle, and Alex Johnson, their chance of taking another title is looking good.
I want us to compete all season, but kind of just, it's really one thing, one game, one pitch at a time.
There's so much talent and so many great players on this team. It's just awesome to be surrounded by that each and every day, and we push each other daily to be better.
The team has their sights on Oklahoma City and a national championship. And with that goal in sight, Nicholson makes sure the team focuses one game at a time.
I mean, our goal is to win a national championship. I mean, you can't set your sights any lower than that.
In Tempe, Jamie Purvis, Cronkite Sports.
Now, what's even more ironic about these 2 great coaches, they followed the same path from Central Arizona College in Coolidge up to ASU. It's amazing, this program. No matter what they do, they always seem to be successful. Really fun.
Yeah. Girls at my high school literally fought over spots on that ASU softball team. That's it for Cronkite NewsWatch tonight. We're always on the web. Just head to CronkiteNewsOnline.com.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.